Welcome back to the Wise Pelican Podcast. I'm Celia Palermo alongside Geoff and Andrea Lilienfeld. And guys, what a treat to all three be here together chatting about some of our favorite things. Thank you so much for doing this, both of you.
Yeah, thanks. It's been an interesting few weeks getting moved into the enclave.
Yeah, no kidding. Andrea, I assume for you as well, it's been crazy.
It has been crazy, but the whole team's getting so excited to just be settled into what our new routine is and just kicking 2026 off strong.
For those at home who may not be aware, what did we just move into? Where are we now? Who is there? What's the deal with the enclave?
So we purchased a 18,000 square foot office building that we have about 6,500 square feet of production space for Wise Pelican. So that's our production facility for creating all the direct mail campaigns, postcards, letters, and also printing signs, flyers, brochures, business cards, everything real estate agents need for their business. And then we also moved in not only Wise Pelican's administrative headquarters, but also the K Grant Group. So we moved our K Grant real estate office from the corner of Thomas and Hayden, where we had a office condo, into the enclave as well, so that we are now all under one roof, and we also have a co-working space in there. So we're also selling monthly memberships and licensing out office space for other businesses to use as well. So we have suites seating up to
16 people.
16 people, yeah. Andrea went through last night and updated all of the numbers. She's like, you're way too low on this. I was like, I don't know. I was just trying to get it done. Needed to ship something.
No kidding.
Which, now, as of yesterday, Andrea is vibe coding.
Wow! For the first time, I did my first vibe coding, and now I'm hooked. And I find myself all day being like, ooh, I bet I can vibe this out and just make it happen myself. I don't need to wait for help.
This is amazing. For those that don't know, what is vibe coding? Tell me more.
Yeah, so vibe coding has all sorts of different definitions, and really, the whole AI world is changing so quickly, but I guess the simplest definition is it is creating software using AI to write the code.
Got it. Well, congratulations. That's amazing.
Yes.
I need to learn how to vibe code
You
now.
do, yeah.
I think it's one of the advantages now that we're all under one roof.
Yes.
Before it was, I'd send Geoff a Slack or an email and say, can you help me build out this landing page? Can you help me do this page, program this TV? But then there's a lag time, right? By the time he sees it, I've moved on to something else. We aren't together until at night. Now we just walk over to each other's office and I can say, can you quick help teach me this so I can go back and do it myself?
Right.
And he's just there to walk down the hallway if I get stumped with something. So it's been amazing. Productivity's definitely going up.
Yeah,
with
yesterday
us
she's
being
like,
there.
oh, can you help me with this? I was like, just bring your laptop over.
Let's just
Got
do
her
it.
going on Lovable, and boom. She started off, she's like, I don't know about this. And 10 minutes later, I look over at her and I was like, oh, do you want me? And she's like, just hang on a second. I'm busy. And she's going.
Well, you can do it yourself, I'm learning. You don't have to wait for someone else to help you that knows how to code something. The platform's built that I can just define what do I need from a business perspective, what do I want it to do, and it just does it.
Well, it sounds like you need to join our developer team now, too.
I don't know how the
Many hats.
realtors would think of that, but
I love it. Obviously, you guys are both real estate experts in the truest sense of the word, but I imagine renovating the enclave and building it up to what it is today was quite the undertaking and took a lot of planning. When did this all begin? When did you purchase the building?
oh gosh, that's a good question. I think we identified the building in January of 25.
Was it that long ago?
And we went back and forth for over a month negotiating before we were officially under contract. And then there was a long due diligence period with all of it. Then I think we closed in June of 2025. So it was almost 6 months from when we identified it to closing and actually getting the deed to the property.
Okay. And then we pretty much started construction right away.
Yeah, so June we closed on it, hired our architect, designer, all of that. And then August, I think, around then, we had everything over the city, fully permitted, rocking and rolling.
I mean, this is a pretty impressive turnaround to, in a year, transform this building into such a multifaceted, multi-purpose space. I got to imagine that's a pretty quick turnaround to do all of that.
It's been a project. I don't know how we would have done it without two of us, honestly. Right. It's been tag teaming, and it's just, it's been a lot.
I know, yeah.
It definitely has, but I think there's a side of it too when you're doing it with someone and you're both so passionate about what you're doing. Like, we knew what we were building for Wise Pelican, for K Grant, and even building the new business, right? What did we want to have happen? And we got to make it what we wanted, and we knew all our employees and clients wanted.
Yeah.
So it was exciting and fun and stressful all at the same time.
What's really fun now, though, is to see we have all these different areas in the enclave, and to see people slowly start to spread out and use all of them. Yesterday, I ran up to Andrea's office all giddy, and I'm like, Andrea, Hannah's downstairs, and she's plugged into one of the TVs in a booth, and they're making calls, right? And it's like, I had this vision that we had all these, screens on every one of these booths, and that people would go and plug into them and use them, and then to see people actually using it, right? Or to see you sitting in a booth even. It's like, each time, it's so, it really does. It makes me giddy to see. Or yesterday, I saw Zach and Dylan working at the big table upstairs, and I'm like, ooh, I think that's the first time I've seen someone using that space, you know?
I mean, it's a luxury. We have so many different places that we can go and work, and it's just such a luxury also to have so many different people in the building too. I went up to Ron and asked for his opinion on a piece of content that I was working on because I wanted his perspective as a realtor, right? I see people from all different departments interacting every single day. I mean, this is really a hub that it seems like is just going to be huge for the growth of both teams.
And I think that's just going to continue as we get more and more businesses operating out of there. I mean, it truly is a networking, almost like a little incubator, right? Where you can all work together, share ideas, and be excited together.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. It's fun. I love the energy in there now. Especially since we took our coffee setup so seriously. There's extra energy in there every day.
Today, too.
Today, too. We got the energy. I see everyone just hitting the coffee hard.
Yes, and the water machine.
I was going to say the bevy
water machine.
That bevy took a lot to get hooked up exactly as we wanted, and it's become an inside joke for us. But to see the number of people that are using it and saying, oh my gosh, I like this so much better than the bottles of water. I'm like, yes, it was worth it.
So one thing about a remodeling project of this size is the numbers on everything are friggin' huge and scary. And what you don't know about the bevy is that the mechanical engineer forgot to put the water lines and the drain lines in the drawings for the bevy and the ice maker that are over there. And because we had to run it after the fact, I think it ended up costing $18,000.
Enough it made you groan.
Just to do the water and electric. It was so. There's a lot of these
exciting.
things.
Every time someone uses it, I'm like, Geoff, they're using the bevy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was worth it.
It was worth that.
Yeah.
It was worth that.
It was worth it.
I love it. I love it. Well, clearly you both have such a great eye towards the future and growth of both companies and our team in general. I want to back up just a little bit and get into some of the background here. Andrea, I'm curious, what got you into real estate to begin with? Tell me about that professional journey.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Back in 2014, I had to think for a minute, Geoff and I got married, and we were sitting and visiting about where did I see my career going. He's always pushed me. I've pushed him in different ways, and I was in the corporate world. And eventually, you kind of hit that glass ceiling, right? You're working for someone else, and he saw the hours I was putting in and everything I was doing. And I traveled a lot for work, and I'll never forget one night at dinner, he said the words to me after I was home like 3 hours late. He's like, I didn't get married so I would eat dinner alone. We have to figure something out. And so it became a journey from that point. What was that something? And so we bought 2 investment properties, and as we were doing it, I really enjoyed it. And the realtor taught us a lot and helped us make a great purchase, but didn't have the best customer care, didn't do a lot of the extras that I think would have made it that much better of an experience. But yet I looked at the money he was making and said to Geoff, if he can do this and make this money, I definitely can. Like, I can do this.
And do it better.
And so it kind of went from there. I quit my job and went and got my real estate license. And from day one, we took the approach, how do we turn this into a business? I never wanted to be a solo agent that was cold calling. The thought of just sitting and cold calling and door knocking and only doing open houses and stuff didn't sound like a step up in my career. It sounded like a step down from what I was doing. And so when I visited with Geoff about it and said, okay, let's do this, but I'm not going to do the door knocking, the calling, all this. It's just not me. He said, that's okay. We can do marketing. Let's use marketing to get you where you wanted. So that's what we did. The two of us sat down and we spent a lot of hours figuring it out, but how did we make my phone ring instead of me having to make someone else's phone ring? And so that's where it all really kind of started.
Yeah, and that's why people ask us all the time, what is the K Grant Group, meaning the name, right? Where does it come from? And K Grant is actually our middle names. And reason being is that we were trying to come up with something that tied it back to us, but we always knew that we wanted to grow it for something bigger, right? So we didn't want it to be the Lilienfeld Group or the Geoff and Andrea. We kind of always had the mindset that we wanted to grow it into something larger.
I love that. I love that you're also a realtor. When did you become a realtor, Geoff?
So 3 months after Andrea got her license,
Wow.
I think I got mine.
It was like June or July of 2015.
She knocked it out in 2 weeks. This was before you could do it online. I did mine, it was like 6 to 10 p.m. at night, and then on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, which for me, who goes to bed at 8:30, was
That
really
was a
late.
lot.
Yeah, that was tough. But she used to make me little peanut butter and jellies.
Little wraps.
Little
I'd like
wraps,
pack
yeah.
him his little snack to go take his classes.
Love that.
But yeah, I got my license, and I think I'm glad that I did. It added something at the time. I've never actually done a transaction on my
Right.
own. But yeah.
I think a big part, though, even when he was getting his license, right, is we were building this together.
Yes.
And him having his license and going through it, it made it where we were actually doing it together.
Yeah, very true.
And to begin with, I think that any realtor should try every type of marketing, prospecting, and decide what works for them, which included I made myself do the open houses and door knocking that I said I would never do.
In 115-degree heat.
I didn't.
In Paradise Valley, where the houses
yeah.
are spaced.
But I asked Geoff to sit the open houses with me to begin with, right? As a lady, I was like, I don't know these areas yet. I'm sitting this house. I want you there. And by him having his license, we could both talk about anything with anyone who came through versus having to be worried about any sort of compliance issues as well.
Right. Always a team effort, it seems. Describe your wife as a realtor. From your perspective, what do clients experience when working with your wife?
Yeah, so one thing that's really cool about having a group is that we have different agents that are specialized in every different area. And sometimes that's a little hard to explain to friends and family for Andrea when they're like, no, I really want to work with you. She really looks after the client and has the client's best interest at heart and doesn't say, oh, okay, I'm just going to work directly with you. That's fine. That's what you said. You want to work with me because it's fun or whatever. She says, yeah, that's great, and I'm going to be part of this transaction, but I have a whole team, and that area that you're looking in, that specific home, I have an agent that is an expert in that home.
Yeah.
That has sold 6 homes an expert in that area, that has sold 6 homes in that area in the last 12 months. That has other buyers, that's seeing the inventory. And so I think that's a huge benefit that each one of our clients gets paired up with an agent that is truly an expert in that area, but then they still get Andrea that is the bulldog negotiator working on their behalf, helping run comps, doing analysis, and all that. So it's a really cool experience for our clients. And also, it's really great for our team because for a lot of teams, the agents sometimes feel like they're competing with the team leaders because the team leaders are in production. And so the team leader says, oh, well, I'm going to pick this lead off and I'm going to do it myself because it's a big commission check. Whereas it doesn't matter. Andrea doesn't have her name on any of the contracts as being the sole agent.
Andrea, when we first met, we bonded over Iowa. You're from Iowa. I used to live there. How much do you carry the just qualities and just aspect of being from the Midwest? How much do you carry that in how you do business?
I would say a lot. It truly is who I am. I was raised on a farm. I truly believe you should know who your neighbors are. You should listen to people. You should help each other out. You should work hard. You should treat people ethically. I mean, we carry that into everything with K-Grant. And anyone we bring onto the team, there's a lot of conversations before they join about who are we and what do we represent, because every agent on the team, whether they're from Iowa or the Midwest or not, needs to have the same set of values as we've built the company on.
What would you both say are your values as both leaders in this industry, of our companies, of our teams? What values are really important to both of you as leaders?
I think personally, it's just honesty and treating everyone with respect. Whoever that person is, stranger, team member, anyone, right? Just always making sure to treat people with respect and be honest.
100%, and making sure things are a win-win for people, right? It doesn't matter if we see something as a win, if the people that work for us and work with us don't, then it's not a win. Like, if we all work hard together and we treat each other with respect, we're all gonna succeed, and that's what we want. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and doing things for the now doesn't really work out. Doing things for the future and developing long-term relationships and nurturing those, not even because you're trying to nurture something for a gain, but just nurturing it because it's more fun, right? Like just meeting people and keeping in touch with them is more fun. We have one agent, Julie, that her referral business and a repeat business is just absolutely blown up. And a lot of that is because she goes like the extra 50 miles. It's wild, the stuff that we see her do. And sometimes I'm like, Julie, that's really kind of out of scope. And then it's like, but it's working, right? I mean, she'll go pull people's trash out for them when they're out of town, literally. I mean, that's...
She'll be in her dress and pearls and heels pulling out someone's recycling bin because they had to fly out the day before, but they didn't want to come home to a full bin. But she does it because she truly wants to help people and have that relationship. And she ends up being friends with the majority of the people she works with, right? She doesn't look at it as this is a one-time transaction, a one-time sale. She looks at it as, I now have another lifelong friend.
Oh,
and that's what makes it fun.
Right, right. We were at Optima Camel View last week, and I remember specifically we were all riding up in the elevator together. And I know that both you and Julie do a lot of business at Optima. And I just remember a woman, a resident, stepped into the elevator with us. And Julie made it a point to engage with her, chat with her about the outfit that she was wearing. She always connects with people, whether it's in a business transaction or not, because that's just who she is. And I really admire that about her. And I know that's the case with so many agents on the team, all the agents on the team.
Yeah. And all these people that she's having dinner with every week and all that, these are not people that are friends and family. These are, or didn't start out that way, I should say. These are people that came off of our website. These were, at one point in time, a lead on our website that Julie nurtured over the course of however many months or years to becoming a client that eventually became a friend.
Right, right. Well, Geoff and Andrea, this has been a wonderful conversation. We're going to put things on pause for now. Part 2 of the conversation with Geoff and Andrea Lilienfeld coming next week. Be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, all of our social media pages, as well as Geoff's pages as well. We'll see you next episode.
See you then.